Okay. Hello. Hi. Not knowing what time you are looking at this podcast or listening to it, but I'm your host, Easy Astro, aka Jalik the Third, and this is Season Aspect, where astrology does season the conversations, but it does not take up the entirety. The fullness, the plate, the meal, what you're eating, receiving is experiences shared by myself or my co-hosts, my people, my peeps, my partners, the folks who I decide to have on the other side of this screen, this mic. And today we have somebody who was a part of the origin stories. Actually, the very first fucking origin story. My friend, my sister, Nia. Woo! So, alright, we are doing this episode just talking about the fact that we both went to DreamCon. Man. Okay, it's the
Had a
fact that
time last night.
bro, that shit was some serious. Like, it's the fact that landed in Houston, you came to pick me up from the airport and
Mm-hmm.
stayed with you, rode with you to pick up badges, drop
In
me
the
off
nick
around.
of time.
Literally, because that line was out the ass. Like,
Did
it.
you see it on Friday?
No, what was it like on Friday?
Oh my God. So I ended up getting there right at 12, or no, right at 1 or 2, because I had to go to a seminar that was at that time. So my friends actually dropped me off right in front of the convention center and then went to go park, right? When I was getting out of the car, I was wearing my Akatsuki stuff and someone else came up and he was like, "Hey, where'd you get your badge? Because obviously you're participating in this." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I got it from the hotel." I point to the hotel and then I look and I see the line coming like out the door of the hotel, and then it comes down, wraps around, and then comes back up towards the corner of the street. The hotel had the setup for the badges on the second floor. So that means that the line was from the second floor of the building, wrapped around across the street, through a ballroom area, back down the street for the bridge that went across, and then came back downstairs. I'm assuming, because I ain't go up in there, but I'm assuming that based off of what we saw Thursday for early badges, came back outside to the downstairs, the first floor, outside, and then around the corner. And then later on, I saw that the line went down the street from after it went around the corner, down the street, and then back around the other corner to the back of the hotel. And that line was thick. It was not single filed.
See, I'm glad that we got there the time we did because nobody
Yes.
wants for you. So, yes,
Potentially
because
saw one girl that may or may not have, unconfirmed, passed out because the line was so long, because her friends were carrying her across the street and she did not look well. So she had some type of health episode or just hot and not having water, because remember, I got there like 1 or so to get to my seminar, and then I think we left to go back to the hotel because they came, and then we went to go drop our stuff off maybe around like 4. So at least a good 2 to 3 hours, and the line was still like that. So
that's crazy too. Like,
yeah.
okay, so as far as like the first night after getting your badge, like, is the fact that we saw each other up to that point and we never
Hmm.
saw each other ever
Ever
again.
again, and I was looking for you.
When I say it's so many
Hmm.
people that I didn't know were there at the con until seeing them on Instagram afterwards, I'm just like, you were
Yes,
there? Nigga, you were there? You were there? Bro, like, what the
I
fuck?
met a childhood friend at DreamCon while I was there this weekend.
What?
Yeah,
What?
she saw my story of me posting the badge, and she was like, "You're here," and I'm like, "You're here," and so we ended up meeting like the last night.
Oh, like I told
Yeah.
you when we were in the badge line, like I was like, Manterio? He's like, made up? Yeah,
Hmm.
like kept on running into him the whole time. But wanting to put the astrology into that, like, it's a big ass event. Like, I feel like that just goes
Hmm.
to the fact of Jupiter. Jupiter is associated with expansion, and it's in Gemini. Gemini is communication, fast moving, and it's amongst all these fucking people. Like, I feel like that was something that was really big that was taking place down there with that. And I'm just like, I feel like it went on into the different things that they tried to offer
Mm-hmm.
out there, like all the different panels, and then like all the other little things that you could do alongside. Did you see the person that was offering tooth gems, like for free?
No, god damn it. I
Yeah, like she
wish.
was
Where
there.
were
She was
they?
yeah, like she was there. She's like, yeah, like if you need to get it done again or taken off, just let me know. Like, and I
Hmm.
was like, I would have done it if I didn't live all the way out here in California. Because I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
what the
Did
fuck
you get
could
her
happen.
information? Is
Yeah,
she
I got you. Like, I
consistent?
think I have it in my wallet still. But yeah, like
Okay.
they had all these other little things that you could do out there, and I'm just like, oh, that's what's up. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like let me see. Let's start with the first night. Like after you dropped me off, what did you end up doing? Like you just went back home?
Actually, I did not go straight home because that was Thursday night, so it was still like pre DreamCon going on. But I had other stuff to do because I still had to put the beads in my hair and prepare to be like around people, around black people specifically. You know, gotta be together. I had to rush over to see some capoeira folks real quick because I had to make a connection there. And it also said that I was going to try to make it to their rodas, which, you know, is kind of like our sparring things that we have like once a month for the group that's here that I visit sometimes. And I actually made it to the location where they usually have the rodas at, and the parking lot was empty. So I was like, dang it, I missed them by like 10 minutes, you know, because we're supposed to end at 9 over there, but sometimes we usually go over because, you know, CP time. And it's actually turned out like divine intervention, I feel like, because usually I always make the wrong turn coming out of that parking lot, but that night I made the correct turn and then like end up driving back home and saw them on the street in front of like a restaurant because there's like a little median and that's where they were doing the hot at, and I was like, hey, what's up? And they were like, hey. So I like whipped around and found parking and like ran over there, and I was like, I know it's the last couple of minutes and you're all sweaty, but like, yay, I made it. And then like met someone out there that had actually flew here to Houston for DreamCon, and he was like, I guess hoping to see me at that hoda. And then I didn't show up until like the last 3 minutes and caught everybody for like the lingering afterwards. And so like got to catch up with them and then finally made it home at like 11 something and was like, okay, now I gotta finish my hair. And then I laid down for a little bit and I started my hair at like 11:30. I think I finished around like 1:30 in the morning or so, and then like tried to clean up a little bit, finished getting myself together and trying to like prep, but then like went to bed at like 3 a.m. Thankfully I took Friday off because still had stuff to do and like adult first thing in the morning and then finish get ready. And me and my friends that I was carpooling with were like, hey, we're gonna be late. Okay, it's cool because I'm still running late and getting dressed, you know. So that was the start of making it to DreamCon for me after I dropped you off.
Okay, so it's funny because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like we went to sleep around the same time, just doing very different things. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, okay, so I changed clothes and I met up with a friend at his Airbnb, met his folks, pre-gamed. We ended up going to this place. I forgot what the place was called, but paid for the
Mm-hmm.
party. I think it was like an R&B party or something that night,
Yeah.
and ended up paying to get into that. It was dope. It was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people. Like seeing people go through, follow through, met up with some old folks. Like it was cool, just chilling on the wall, like little grass wall that they had out there, like having a pretty dope time. And ended up going back, and I think I got back at like 2 and took a shower, went to sleep. But let me tell you, every single day for
Mm-hmm.
DreamCon, I did yoga. Like I did yoga every morning, like 30 minutes of yoga.
Nice.
And then like they had like a little sound bowl thing on YouTube, and I would play that in my headphones. So I'm just like, it was something serious. Like my legs, like the first DreamCon I went to in 2023, after
Mm-hmm.
walking around so much, like getting to the airport, I could feel every muscle that activated sitting down. Like I never realized it took like I know there were muscles there. Like we took AMP,
Mm-hmm.
but feeling them bitches activate. No, it's no. So yeah, that was that night. Now getting into day one, we cosplayed. What did you cosplay as?
So day one was the only day I really cosplayed because I only had like one casual cosplay, which was just an Akatsuki member, but it wasn't a particular one. It was more like if I, Nia, was a member of the Akatsuki, and I had a cute little crop top that was mainly a crop top in the front, and the back of it was just strings that I had to tie together and have help tying to make sure it was tight and didn't have no like slip ups during the day, and then a robe to go with it, and then I put on some like cute wedge heels, you know, that wrapped around my leg that I kind of felt fit the whole like wood on the bottom look of those traditional Japanese shoes. So it was kind of giving if Tsunade was a member of the Katsuki, because you know she gonna wear them heels and let you know that she's that girl, but at the same time, you know, gotta get shit done.
No lie, it also makes me think of like the most recent Boruto. Granted, I haven't caught up to Boruto to save my life, but like the new design for like the time skip have all the girls in like some type of heel, and it's just like, hey, I think they said the author like we want to just be like see how people are dressing in modern times. But yeah, that definitely is a vibe. It's definitely a vibe.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like, what did I do? I ended up dressing up as a maid, like Psyche K as a maid. I remember like one of the episodes of Psyche K, like he dressed up as a maid, and I don't know why that came to me. I'm just like, yeah, I got a pink wig, and all I gotta do is buy the glasses and a little thing, and a maid outfit, and there we go. And that's what it was.
Nice.
And girl,
Nice.
like having fucking locks. Like I have to ask one of the cosplayers, like how she does it. Like, okay, side note, my allergies, like back in January, somebody's like, yeah, like California has all these different type of trees, so when you go out somewhere else and like come back, your allergies is like all messed up. And I'm like, I don't believe that. Like I'm from down south, like humidity. Let me fucking tell you, when I got back here, nasal drainage, like all of that. So this is what I'm feeling, and as I'm talking, like sipping tea with this conversation that's taking place. But getting on to this, like, no lie, I didn't feel nervous about like walking around like DreamCon or downtown Houston in a maid outfit. Like I was cool. Like I was content. Like, hey, it is what it is with pink hair, whatever. And I think I was like, all right, I'm over it. Was like by the time like the sensory feel was getting to me, and I saw like some random guy, like some random white guy, just like take a picture. I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. Like, you weren't even a part of the con. I think you like it, but I'm like, I don't know what you like it for. I don't know if your intentions
Yeah.
line up with mine. So,
Yeah.
it's time to take this off. So, but in between that, what panel did you end up going to? Like,
Most of them I actually missed because, you know, I feel like planning for DreamCon is definitely to be taken seriously. I think especially now with how big it is and the fact that it's in the George R. Brown Center, which is massive, and being able to like make it to the things. But the one that I went to, I'll say that I appreciated the most was with Tony Weaver Jr. and he was basically doing a seminar about how to get into the industry as an author and being a successful author in the comic and graphic design realm, and basically his path and journey on doing that. And then I also had to go because my aunt basically was like, you have to go get a book for me and get it signed. And I was like, okay, I will do that. So I had to make sure I was there to make sure I knew where he was going to be selling his books at and what time. And then I got 2 copies of it, which they're over there on the table that I should have grabbed to like showcase for the stuff that I got while I was at DreamCon. Yeah, that was the main one that I got to go to. And then the rest of what I did on, I think the first day was mainly just like walking around. I did try to go to one other event, and I'm trying to remember what it was actually. And I don't know if it's just that we didn't make it or we made it and we saw the room and was like negatory because it was like hella full.
them bitches were packed. Like, they had these
Yeah.
different numbers. Okay, so I'm like, okay, 381 is like A, B, C, and D. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's so many. Like, it was this small ass little rectangular room. And they expect, like, no. Like, these need to be expanded to, like, larger spaces to hold for folks. Because it's the
Yeah.
George R. Brown Center. I feel like they moved to Houston for a reason to accommodate folks, and
They
that was not
did.
accommodating. I feel like personally. I feel
Yeah.
like the exhibit
Yeah.
halls, the gaming hall, the exhibit halls, and like those were large spaces for folks.
I do feel like they probably booked the event for the number of people that is the maximum capacity for the center, as opposed to what is the maximum capacity for people to enjoy the con, is what I feel like was the case. Because it was motherfuckers everywhere. I'm sorry, can I cuss on this?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I was like, dang, this is my second time at least.
No, you
But yeah,
good.
it was hella people everywhere throughout the entire time. And like if one or two major events were like packed to the max and there were still like 80 to 112 people waiting in line to see if there's an opportunity for them to slip in during the second half or the ending of it, everything else was still full as well. So I met back up with my peeps, and then we saw the meetup, like the very end of the meetup for the Naruto link up, and like ran in to like get a picture with myself with everybody.
Did you get the picture?
Yes, I do have it on my phone. I need to post it. I make sure there were some good ones in there, because the first pose I did, I was like, I had the vision in my head, but the execution may not have been quite right, so the other ones is all right. Then after that, I was like, okay, I done took like 8 pictures, and we're like still sitting here, and I feel awkward now. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up now and leave. And then we made it to, I think what was supposed to be So You Think You Can Line Dance. We were only like 10 minutes late for it, and the line was out the door, and I said, yeah, abort mission. And then we turned back around.
What the hell? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so I thought that I didn't go to anything, but I actually did. The one thing that I did was like the R&B DJing thing. I thought it was like, oh, new artists. I'm thinking like, okay, they're artists. Like I'm down to listen to folks like spit their bars, whatever. But I was in the exhibit hall with folks. I'm like, okay, I could be like a little bit late, whatever, whatever. So I walked in and it's music, and I saw like the community painting where you could paint, and I ended up painting in the
Yeah.
corner over there. But it was actual DJs. When I fucking tell you, some of them DJs were hard as fuck. Like, I think it's called the DJ AM. If you go out to a party, go to one of his fucking parties. Let me know how it is. Because, like, he mixed Tat Out into Poppin' by Chris Brown. And I'm just like, I ain't never
Was
heard
that
that shit, bro.
earlier on Friday, like around 12?
No, that was around like 3.
Really?
So, no. So they had some people, like, I remember that they had on the schedule, like, you could preview, like they did. So it probably was.
Yes, because I wanted to see how the Houston DJ was for the New York versus Houston battle, because I wanted to go to that party, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy the ticket, because I gotta see if they real DJs first. And then I ended up missing it because we was late, because CP time. But yes, I would definitely be down, because we end up going to a couple other bars instead of any of like the official parties for the weekend I was there. Most of the places that I was at, the DJs just had like playlists, and they weren't really DJing. Like transitions were trash, and or they was playing a lot of TikTok songs, and or the songs were like, they would introduce them but then switch it to something else without letting the momentum build, and it was like trying to force the crowd to be hyped as opposed to actually going with the energy of the crowd and like building with it. It's an art form that the recipes are being lost for sure. And that actually, we did go to the first official DreamCon party on the first Friday night, which we probably, if we were going to go to any of those, should have been Saturday. Yeah,
How was that one?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, and then again, hella people standing in line for like an hour for a drink. And then they're like, you only get 2 drinks. So if you're going to go up there, you better like, we got doubles to make sure that we was going to feel something for standing in that line, type of deal. And I don't feel like the line should have taken that long, because all you're doing is pouring the same drinks and you got to mix it. So like,
Hey, I don't know. Speaking of drinks, were you able to get some of Megan's drink?
nah, I ain't even tried. I should have tried though, because on the second day, I did end up going upstairs later that afternoon and saw on the 3rd floor that they had one of the smaller bars up there, and they only had like 10 people in line. So like, I probably should have went then, but I was like, I just need to stick with what I got right now.
Hey, you had it. Like, no lie.
Yeah.
What is it? When it comes to drinks, speaking of, I've been able to find like my drink is tequila. I don't know what the fuck other people say. whoever drinks gin, I question you because it feel like pepper spray going down your throat. Real, it feel like pepper spray going down your throat. You raise your hand. If Nia raised her hand, it feel like fucking pepper spray going down. How do you drink that? Like that shit is nasty. Like
It is nasty unless you have a flavored one and or you have it mixed well. The place that I ended up getting it mixed when we went out to one of the other bars on Saturday night, I had them just do ginger ale mix in there, which usually is my go-to if they don't have a ginger beer. And so I had ginger ale, but that lady was pouring them drinks strong, so I was like, hold up, Miss Mamas, I'm gonna need you to put a strawberry syrup in this shit or something, because this is, whoo, it's a little bit much, you know. Actually, that was end up being a solid drink because somebody else tasted it and ordered it after me because they were like, that's actually pretty decent. So like gin with ginger ale and a little bit of strawberry thrown in there, you know, is one of the ways. I have had gin a couple other avenues outside of just shots, but yeah, usually I would prefer to not have it straight. Because on most days, I'm a rum or whiskey girl. Wine is my number one. But if I'm going to drink rum and whiskey, and then gin is like my third. Because tequila, actually, I'll do most depending on how I feel. Because I can also do vodka. But vodka, I get a little wild, you know, after a certain point. So I have to like be mindful of who I'm with. But tequila, I also know I can't mix it with anything, or I might get sick. So if it's a day that I know I can like only do tequila, or if I like fuck up and someone's like, hey, we're doing shots, and they like order tequila, I'm like, well, this is it for me for the night. You know, I gotta stick with this.
yeah, like with me, I feel like it's tequila. Like I can drink rum, I can drink whiskey, but I'm not drinking those straight by themselves. But with tequila over this weekend, I was like, okay, I can do Red Bull and tequila and I guess orange juice, but then I can do strawberry lemonade and tequila. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the point of doing just tequila in a glass by itself. I'm not there yet, but eventually. So that was something that I discovered relative drinks.
I'll take my whiskey neat.
Just like, oh my gosh, that shit just burns your throat. I'm just like, oh.
I gotta feel the poison.
Oh. Like speaking of Tony, like I saw him on the first day, and I got a picture with him, like walking in passing. So I was able to do that, and then I
saw that. That was a really good picture too.
Yes, like it was so nice. I'm like, thank you so much. He just like, so I saw him at the party too, like the night before. I'm just like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, that's you. You're you. He's like, yeah, it's nice to meet you. I'm just like, nice. That's what's up.
It's funny because I almost had that moment with him, but homie was pissed because like lots of people, maybe too many people at this event, was they were double booking, I think, some of the smaller artists that were there. Because I showed up to his event and I'm like rushing to get there because I'm like, you know, I feel like I want to make it on time. Maybe like a couple minutes early before he starts so I don't miss anything. Like I get there like right at 1 o'clock and I got to ask the lady like, hey, you know, is this the right room for like the lady who was working there for like giving people directions? And she was like, yeah, this is the right room, but they end up switching it because it was double booked and you're actually going to be all the way down there. Then you're going to make a left when you get to so-and-so. And I was like, okay, cool. And then Tony walks up at the end of the girl explaining it to me, and he was like, where is, you know, this supposed to be? And I was like, aren't you the... She was like, yeah, you're gonna take this turn, you know, go down here and da-da-da. And he was just like, okay. But you could tell like on his facial expression, he was pissed because he found out the same time that I was finding out that the room was a different room that he was gonna be presenting in.
I feel like I got a lot of hiccups and stuff, and I'm just like, at that point, I really wasn't trying to like go to any panels. Like, what was it? After the first one, I was like, my feet hurt. Been standing. This is fun. This is cute, but I need to go. I know, like, I think I ended up going back. Not, I think I did. Not before changing, but I ended up going back. And I was like, yeah, my feet hurt. I can't do this. Ended up changing clothes, like, into something to just, like, wear for the time being. Ended up meeting people. It was cool. It was dope. I hate that I missed one of my friends' cosplay. She dressed up as, old dude from Demon Slayer, Tengen. I'm just like, damn, I would have loved to take a picture with you. But we got a picture the
Mm-hmm.
next day. But yeah, ended up going out to a party. What was it? It was supposed to be like Club Juke. So it said Club Juke. I'm thinking like Chicago juking, which
Mm-hmm.
ideally they ended up playing house music. But they're like, no, it's supposed to be like Sinners, like Club Juke. And I'm
Like
like,
a juke joint.
what?
Or was like the theme for the party like Sinners?
I think it was supposed to be like Sinners. And I'm just like, it's hot as shit out here. Nobody ain't wearing no two-piece suits, no. But
Oh,
I don't think it
oh.
was like supposed to be like that deep, like people out in the like coming out of the fields
No.
like that. But I'm just like, yeah, nah,
No.
people are doing ain't about to do that. But yeah, it was dope. It was cool.
Because
And
who
it,
packed in that fit on the plane?
like, hey, did you see the Iron Man pimp? Like, you didn't see the Iron Man pimp, or did
No,
you
I
see
did
him?
not. No, I did not.
Bro, you gotta
Was he the
look.
pimp
He like
Iron Man?
it was a pimp named Iron Man. Had the whole pink hat, like the shit went up, the chains, the cane, everything. The nigga was dipped
Oh my
down,
goodness.
okay? Like, yes, you got to find him. Like, man was out here,
Hilarious.
bro. Like, yeah.
Honestly, I saw like the best cosplays that I feel like I saw was this girl. I didn't get pictures of most of them because my introvertedness was kicking in. But this girl that was dressed up as like a female Bakugo, she looked fire as fuck with like fishnets and everything.
Did she have
And
braids?
then maybe,
Okay, I feel like she went to school with us.
I think I did see like one person that I thought was from Tuskegee, but I was not sure.
I think that was her because, like, no lie, I was trying to get a picture of the guy who was dressed up like in full armor from Halo, and like she walked
Hmm.
past, and like the camera on iPhones are live, so when I pressed the screen, I'm like, "That's old girl." Like it was just by chance, no lie. And then I saw her on my Instagram. I'm like, "That was old girl." Like,
Dang.
wow,
Dang.
it's crazy.
Because I saw her on the escalator going down, and I was like, "Damn, that's a fire ass cosplay right there." She did
Right?
that.
Like she
Whoever
killed
she
that
is.
shit. Like that went hard as hell. And I'm just like, that was her. Oh, okay. So yeah, people had some bomb ass
Like, good on you,
cosplays.
sis. Good on you.
Bro, shout out
And
to
then,
you. Like,
and then the second one that I saw was someone dressed up as Obito after he left the Akatsuki, and he had like the huge, like the circular sword that was like almost like a figure eight kind of deal. But like, dude that was doing the cosplay was already like 6'6" at least, so he's tall and like hella built. And he has a sword that is proportionate, so that shit was like twice my size. And
oh,
I was like, yeah, that was worth it. And then I guess somebody like played around to like tease him or like talk shit. So like the other dude was like on the floor like, no, 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 I'm sorry. I was just messing around. I really didn't mean it. After he like did a slow turn with a sword and was like, I'm about to fuck you up. And I was like, yeah, that was worth coming here for. And then the last cosplay that I saw that like I got to like really enjoy was the end of Friday, actually, getting on the shuttle to go back to our hotel. The last person to get on to the shuttle was like fully decked out as Deku in his superhero outfit, from gloves to the wig to the shoes, everything. And at least I thought that was everything, but then bruh tripped coming onto the shuttle and was like, "Oh, excuse me, sorry everybody." And I'm just like, this nigga apologizing to us, and he the one that tripped. And I was like,
well, in full character. Full.
so as he sits down, I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, that was very Deco of you. And everyone like laughs on the shuttle, and he was like, yeah, that's why I chose this cosplay. And I was like, touche, touche. And then like I see him like start taking off his gloves, and there's like little segments that he has to take out of the gloves in order to get the gloves off and unlock them. And I'm like, oh, like you were serious. Like these are like the real deal, you know? And he was like, ah, yeah, I basically just went all out. And I was like, I can see that. And he was like, they used to beep and everything too for like the movements, but I got rid of that because it was just like too much. And I was like, all right, for sure, for sure. He asked if I enjoyed any of the panels, and I was like, yeah, it was cool. How about you? And he was like, yeah, I did get to go to a couple of them, but I wrote some of them down. Bro pulls out a notepad and I'm sitting behind him. So like the notepad is just like enough for like the size of his hands, you know, so it's not very big. But bro has wrote in there in pencil like the names of all the segments and panels that he wanted to go to, and then like scratched them out. And I was like, this man is Deku. Like,
to the
for
T.
real. Like, he
Okay.
is Izuku Midoriya. Like, I'm meeting him in the flesh. Apparently, Izuku is a black man. I just did not know, and it was not portrayed that well through maybe it was the lighting on the show. But, yeah, I got to meet him in real life. Did get a picture when we got back to the hotel, which I need to post. But, yeah.
Speaking of posting, like I'm trying my best to just like span out this stuff. Honestly, no lie, probably after this I'm about to just like spam my Instagram stories. Like I don't want to do content. I don't want to clip these videos together. I'm just like, hey, here's just like random fucking videos that I did not post. Enjoy them because I'm enjoying them
Yeah.
too. Because this shit was fun. Like, just navigating work as we've been navigating work, that shit was needed. But let's get back into day 2. So, how was day 2 for you? Because I'm like, I know I dressed up as Yusuke. It was fun. Like, I tried to go to a panel, but it was like so many folks. And then when I sat down, I still couldn't see. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to dip. But how was it for you?
So, day 2 was like iffy. I think I was still learning like how to attend a con, and I think DreamCon specifically, but because like was my first convention like period for comics and anime, so like all of it was like a new experience. But second day it did start off well. We ended up going to the panel for Leon Thomas and getting to see him speak and be part of that conversation with him, or at least be present for the conversation. A lot of people did get up to ask for Q&A stuff, which one girl tried to shoot her shot and was like, I've been trying to take you out for like 2 years, you know? And like, you haven't returned my DMs, like, what's up? And then Leon starts hiding behind his mic and talking about how, you know, work is just like real crazy, you know, you're not, brother been busy. But so went to that, which was surprised I got into because I know everything else was like super packed, but I did not get to RSVP for that one. But I did get in line at a decent time for the non-RSV people and was still able to get in there and got a decent seat. You know, shout out to my friends who saved me a seat next to them.
You know that they said that they weren't checking the RSVP things. So we missed Meg. You know, I'm pissed. Like, I am so irritated.
I didn't even try because I knew that shit was gonna be hella packed.
Like, I knew, like, you called me. He was like, yeah, they're like, have this whole thing decked out downstairs. I'm like, yeah, that's for Meg. And I'm like, I already had, like, let the idea go because, like, yeah, we couldn't get the RSVP thing. But
Because
after
I
the
think
fact,
we ended up leaving to go to dinner, and that had
yeah.
started because we walked past the convention and we heard like this music coming out that was like, dang, they sound hype in there. Like, this sound like they having a good time. Then the windows were all blacked out unless you found a little section that was like scratched of the paint, and then you can like peer into it. And I just saw that it was like filled to the max in that room.
And I'm just like, bro, we could have been in there.
We could have, but we probably would have had to be standing in line for an hour to get in.
Honestly, no lie. And I'm just like, yeah, my feet hurt. After taking a shower, I felt a lot better. Like, it was cool. Like, and this is going back to the first night, mind you. Like, it was cool, but the sensory, I'm like, okay, it's cosplay. And like you said, being somebody who is like, I'm a homebody. Like, I go out, but I don't be going out like that. Like, for me, I would say like 4 hours max. Like, and it's just like, that is my extent to being around large groups of people. Except for like concerts.
Yeah.
I'm cool because it's like their focus ain't on me, it's towards the person. And even with parties, like, it's cool. Like, people ain't thinking about me. Like, people are enjoying themselves. But when it comes to like people looking at me, like, if I want to dance, if I want to throw ass, stay your ass over there. Like, stay that way. Like,
yeah,
that's how that.
which is so funny because like I haven't been like out to parties I enjoy in a very long time, and I didn't get to go to any of the parties that I wanted to this weekend, so like kind of bummed about that. And then like I was looking for an opportunity to shake my ass. Most of the parties we end up going to were like either okay or like we end up going to this one bar. I want to say no judgment, but full judgment on the people who did enjoy that bar because the music wasn't good. It was just loud, you know.
Damn.
And you had drinks there. So
That's something like, honestly, some people just need that, like drinks and loud music. But yeah, it was like, okay, cool, parties, whatever. Like, it was nice. And then like the post parties, it was cool. Like the one we went to was at somebody's Airbnb. They were playing Uno, and what I did not know is like you can do stacks. Have you ever heard of somebody doing trains in Uno?
no, the trains is new.
Exactly. I'm just like, what? So you can do like they had, and people might say like, no, you can't do that shit. I don't know where the fuck you heard that from, but
But this new Uno is something different.
exactly. So it's just like they were like, okay, you can do like the 6, 7, 8. Like say you have 6, 7, 8, you can stack that. But even it, like I don't know if it goes into colors. I don't know. That's like questionable. But maybe it might be the same color and doing numbers and stacking, so you can do like doubles and all that good stuff. But I'm just like, okay, this is something. This is different. But yeah, at that point, I got to the point of being overstimulated and I was cold, and I'm just like, yeah, this is cool, but I can't do all of this. So I ended up going outside to, I think it was like a sunroom patio because it felt warmer than what it did inside, even though it was a lot of people inside. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna just be over here. And it just got to the point where I was asking my friend, like, hey, can I get the key to the car? I'm cool with just sitting in the car. It's just okay. Perfectly
It'd be
fine.
like that.
But yeah,
That honestly, because like my one homeboy that I should have gone out with, like he's the type that can get into parties without having to have the tickets, and I should have gone with him, but I didn't want to go with him because he'd be out until like 4 in the morning, and I'm just like trying to be in bed by 2, my good sir, or at least accessing my bed at 2.
bro, I walked off the elevator at 5 that morning, and I'm just like, I'm just like, my mind's like, hey, bro, like, I know we normally get up like 30 minutes from now, but we've got to sleep. Like, got to lay
Yes.
down, take a shower, lay down. I think I slept for like, my body, I cannot sleep like late. Like, the latest I can sleep is probably like 7:30. Maybe if I'm sleeping with
Same.
somebody, like we're cuddling and it's comforting, then maybe I can go back to sleep. But if it's not that, my ass is up at like 5. And don't let me be on my cycle. Like that shit is just like I'm up.
Dang.
Like it's no, the week before my cycle I'm up, but like the week of my cycle it's just like I really do not want to get up out the bed. Like it is
Yeah.
bad. But let's not stray. Like we can stray. Like it's Gemini season. We jump off of various different like that is Gemini season. Like you taste life's buffet through conversations and different interests. So getting back into, I want to say, are we at day? Is this day 2 or day 3? Did we do?
Still day 2. I think towards the end of day 2. And day 2 was whenever I went to go buy my stuff because our hotel was only until Sunday morning, and then the people I was carpooling with had to go get their dog by like 2:30 out of the boarding place. So we were already not really planning on going to the convention on Sunday. If anything, I was gonna go like first thing in the morning. Did not happen. But anywho, Saturday I did go back. I don't remember what happened. Like at some point, I was just like, I am tired. I am going back to the room. Oh, I do remember. I ended up getting back to my room late because the guy that was doing the shuttle for the morning shift was like an old grumpy man that was like horrible at his job, and then I guess was also grumpy because he wasn't getting tips. And I'm just like, no wonder you're not getting tips. But anywho, skipped picking me up twice, and then so I just like got on the little trolley that's getting pulled by the people on the bike to get back to my hotel room. That was actually really nice. And we didn't have to go far, so it was like only $15. But that was really nice because they, played your music of choice and it was like outside feeling the breeze and everything. Came back, took a nap, took some fun stuff, ate a little snacky snack, went back so I could go shopping. And then I was in there for an hour, which I'm super excited because I do have a tapestry coming in of Shinobu from Demon Slayer.
Hey.
And I don't think I have a favorite character yet, although I do think I'm leaning towards being a basic bitch and having Tanjiro as a favorite character. I'm still undecided thus far, but Shinobu is hella pretty, as is her kimono cloak. I don't know if it's actually a kimono, if it's called something else, but the tapestry is her with, brown skin, and then like the cloak spread out, and then like white and purple butterflies underneath her, and the background is purple with a big ass moon in the back, and it's gonna be woven, and I'm so excited because it's coming in the mail. And that's gonna be like my inspiration to like finally put up wall decorations in my house, because I might have to like have her have friends on the wall. Like, she can't be the only thing up there and it just be bare. But aside from that, and also the book I got from Tony Weaver, I got a couple other things. Like, I ended up getting this resin tray that
Ooh, Dobby.
yes, in love with him. And like the girl who was like showing it, because there was only like this, it was this one and like one other left, but this one she was hiding under the table, and she was like, "You're taking my man from me," and I was like, "You can come see him on the weekends." Very excited to put this to use because yes, very happy to have him in the house. And then also they had like the guy that wrote Tuskegee Heirs there as well.
Yeah.
Him and his co-author were there. So they also had another series called Bridges that's coming out that it sounds pretty cool. Actually, they had two other series. One was like based out of like the girl was from like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then she ends up getting like superpowers or something like that. But they didn't have the first portion of the series. So I got this one that still sounds like it'd be pretty cool. It says, a long time ago, 1980s, in Oakland, California, 4 inner-city teenage boys were stricken with an unknown incurable disease that carried them to death's front door. One of their fathers, an experimental scientist, created an unauthorized serum which saved them and propelled the young men to have remarkable, extraordinary lives. The series isn't about those guys, because wait till you hear about their daughters. And then there's another paragraph, but like... and like super excited to read that. And then there's like a second volume to this as well, but I gotta like do my friend a solid, but like, because like if you want to support, or anybody who's watching, another black artist who's trying to get his stuff out there, my homeboy is also writing a book. It's called Assassin's Legacy, because he wants to also do another movie that he's trying to like get his foot in the filmographer door. So he has this book written up that's going to be like the script and like the funding for putting his movie out there. Which the first one is on YouTube called Blood Brothers. I think he goes by Nitro Hotfire. So if anyone wants to check that out, I was very proud because it wasn't like super cheesy, like a Tubi movie. And I was like, okay, sir, for a first movie, this is like kudos. So looking forward to him being at a DreamCon in the future.
Okay, so I was about to completely glaze over my whole second day. So yeah, dressed up as Yusuke Urameshi. No lie, I was nervous as fuck to do Yusuke because he's just, like I said on my caption, he's like a real well-known character. And I felt like people gonna like come up and like ask me some shit. And like, I've watched the series, I've read some of it, and I'm just like, I still... No, but it was dope. Like people came up, like people.
Using a good one-liner.
Look, so what ended up happening was like the thing is like I got the pants. I was like, oh, these would be cute. They were some yoga pants. So I wasn't expecting the slit to go. Like I don't have no problem. Like I'll be showing skin, but I wasn't expecting like it to go all the way up to my ass. So whenever I squat or like try to take a picture, like the leg, like. That's all. Like the fabric just dropped to the side. Like I'm trying to get angles of friends and photos, and I'm just like, pay no mind.
I am exposed.
Exactly. Like I went to go sit down. I went to go sit down and charge my phone, and like as soon as I sit down, my legs showed us a dude walking by. I'm like, oh, I'm just like, bro, chill out. Like chill. But yeah, like. that was the thing where the fact where people took pictures. Like one dude took like some professional photos of me and this one dude. This one guy dressed up as Kuwabara. So it was cool. Like it was dope. But then it got to the point of being interviewed. So it wasn't a problem with one interview because one dude, he was dressed up as Yusuke too at the tournament, and then he had Pooh, like the little bird, little demon monster.
Yeah.
And he started asking me questions like, okay, it's no problem with that. But then there was this two dudes who were asking like, hey, like they were Arab, and I'm just like, okay, no problem. They was like, hey, do you think the Arab guys should be able to say the N word? I'm like, ooh, this is not.
That was their interview
That
question?
was their interview question. I'm like, baby, this is not you're not the one for me to ask. But I'm like, you know what? He's like, no, we want to know. I was like, no, you don't. You don't have the capability. Like, understanding that, hey, whenever you, like somebody
Yeah.
else of some origin says nigger, you have the potential to switch it up to a sense of disdain or whatever term that you say relative to your country about black people. He's like, well, modern day people are trying to say it as an endearment. I'm just like, no, that still doesn't
And
change
we
the
don't
fact.
fucking want it from
Like, and he's
you.
like, well, if that's the case, everybody shouldn't say it. I'm like, no, everybody shouldn't say it. It offends people. But it also comes down to the fact of tone and dialect. So it's the fact that you have the intentions of saying the N word and then you just have a negative connotation. You don't need to say it all together. He's like, well, I appreciate your thing. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah. I'm just like, what? Why the fuck you? That's the thing where people, I feel like people are saying on TikTok, people aren't coming to DreamCon for anime, for the contextualization, like the enjoyment of the breath, like the bread and butter of what DreamCon is, anime, gaming.
Yeah.
Some people are just like coming there for just like in real life streaming, and I'm just like, that shit fucking sucks. Like you're taking away. When I say it was so many fucking like don't get me wrong, I ain't shooting down my friends who are streamers. Like shout out to Quay, shout out to Zero the Weirdo, but it was so many fucking streamers. Like some of them were there to enjoy DreamCon, like them, but others were just
Yeah.
there to like, okay, I'm here, like no cosplay, like nothing, like going around asking fucking questions like that. And I'm just like, bro, you aren't enjoying, like you're not enjoying it as well as you're taking away from the enjoyment of other people. And did you hear about
Yeah.
EDG? Like there
That was him getting into a fight?
no, his brother got like because
Oh,
somebody
okay.
called him doo doo garbage. Like he told him to go press the dude, and they got the fighting. Like some people are doing like boxing.
Say that
Like
again. His
yeah,
brother did what?
his brother like got the fighting with the dude.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else for a second. Because I did hear about that. Because one of my homeboys was like, I think I saw DDG earlier today, and I heard he got into a fight. But it sounds like his brother was the one that got into a fight then.
They had it on
Okay.
TikTok, and I think they have it on like Twitter. But you know, we ain't on Twitter, so with that, it's just like
Angel of Anxious, I might go look it up. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
yeah. But I'm just like, okay, that just takes away from it. It sucks. Like, I haven't gone to any other convention. The DreamCon is the first and only convention I've gone to at this point, and I truly enjoy it. I enjoy the people that I've connected with, the people that I've just like had general conversations with. Like, some of these people are cool as fuck. Like a lot of these folks, they cool people. Like, hey, people are in their environment. People enjoy what's taking place, but like, don't strip that joy away from people. That's the important part. But aside from that, I went to Anime After Dark. And that was like, okay, if I'm not able to go to any other panel today, I want to make sure I get to that one. So before
Yeah.
that, I ended up like sitting outside on a bench like 2 blocks away because my feet were hurting. And I'm just like, I can't. I'm like, somebody's like, hey, we're in the exhibit hall. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll be back. I'll let you know. And I just sat out there for like good little minute just chilling. Like I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come back. And then I went to go sit at the back of the hall where they had Anime After Dark to charge my phone. People started getting in there early, and it was cool. Like they had this one question: do you believe that sugar should go on grits? What do you think first?
That's fun. Um, I'll start off by saying my dad is from Miami and I also grew up there, and my mom is from New York. So, with that, I have had grits both ways growing up, and I will eat it both ways, depending on how I'm feeling and what I'm eating it with.
Exactly. And that is the exact thing. Because they was like, I was like, it depends. Like, okay, we got somebody come up here. It's like, it just depends. So for one, you're supposed to give your top three. I did not give my top three. That's why I gave my top three in my Instagram story. But I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, bet. Like, I'm from down south. We eat cream of wheat. What you have in cream of wheat is sugar and butter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but when you don't have cream of wheat at home, what's the next consistency close to cream of wheat?
Yeah.
Grits.
And it's actually funny that you say that because the only person I've ever seen eat cream of wheat is my grandmother that is on my mom's side from New York. She is the only person that I've ever seen eat it, and everyone would be like, "Man, Nana be up here eating this porridge," you know. And I'm come with you, Nana. Like this tastes good. I don't know what y'all
Bruh, cream
talking
of
about.
wheat is good as
Follow
hell.
me.
No, we ain't talking shit about cream of wheat. Cream of wheat is good as hell. When I tell you, uh, like my okay, so my granny she makes cream of wheat bread, like mixing cream of wheat exactly,
Ooh.
exactly. Cream of wheat, cornmeal,
Okay.
some brown sugar, baking soda, baking powder. Like she heats up some vegetable oil in the oven, then pours it in there. Add some egg and buttermilk. When I tell you that shit goes so good with greens. That
Ooh.
shit is good. It is good. And then, like, that's how people were
That
able
sounds
to understand
amazing.
it, though. Like, with the cream of wheat, it was like, okay, yes. So if you
Mm-hmm.
have grits and you don't have cream of wheat, sugar and grits, butter. Now, if you want something
Hmm.
savory, like if you want to eat it with eggs, you can do salt and pepper. And maybe if you want to, cheese, depending on who you are. And it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we get that. But even your explanation, like, hey, you have it both ways. It's different. It's a variety. But
Hmm.
yes, it was good. And then they got to the point of doing like pop the balloon with like different people, and it's like different responses.
Oh, that would have been fun.
I got one. Like, I'm gonna post it up on the on my page because I'm just like, yeah, this is just gonna be like
Hmm.
a flood. I've been like not self conscious, but also like coming back from DreamCon for reflecting on like how presenting on my page, and I'm like, this shit is fun.
Hmm.
Like, I really truly enjoy DreamCon. Like, I enjoy anime. I enjoy video games. Like, I find myself attractive first and foremost before anybody else does. But that's
Hmm.
not. I don't want that to just be the bread and butter of my page. Like, my thing I've realized,
Right.
like, hey, if I'm gonna go out and do stuff, I'm gonna take pictures. And if I'm gonna take pictures of me, cool, I'm gonna take
Hmm.
pictures of me. But if it's an event like DreamCon, like I feel like it's like doing like I guess like early old school Instagram where you just like dump photos, and that I feel like that's what my page is gonna be. Because
Hmm.
no lie, when I tell them like, hey, my thing is Jalik the third, they're like, oh, like Lupa in the third, and I'm just like, no, but yes. Like we can go with
Mm.
that. Let's go with that. It's not like my origin with Jalik the third is not that. Like some my cousin
Yeah.
dad, he would always call me the third. I'm just like, that's not. I'm not a third. I'm just me. So Jalik the third. That's just what it's been.
I always wondered about that. I was like, is this like a family name that it's been like passed down, and
No,
then you have like
so
the third middle name?
no, so like my middle name Jalik comes from my uncle's names, Jabari and Malik, and that's
Hmm.
put together. And then the third comes from my cousin's dad. Be like, yeah, what's up, the third, the third. Then I'm just like, nigga, that's not my fucking name. So,
Are you? Are you I'll ask these questions later.
well, I've just made it work, and people like, oh yeah, Jalik the third. It's nice that like I didn't think about it, but somebody made the consideration like, oh, like my name, like it's the first thing that comes up when you type in like your name, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess it
Hmm.
is for some folks. But yeah, like the perception of like how I appear on my Instagram page, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's just what's gonna be now. Anime, travel, whatever.
Hmm.
And I'm probably ain't gonna be posting on my main page unless like I go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
But even on my story, I'm just like, I don't really be doing shit. Like I be at home. Like if it ain't
I feel it.
like it's a
And
podcast, I ain't doing it.
I honestly feel bad when Dawn texted us and was like, take pictures. And I was just like,
We did not see
I'm
each
not a
other.
picture person.
We did not see each other.
I am not a picture person. So, like, even if we didn't get to see each other, I still wasn't really taking pictures like that because I'm like taking in everything and like being in the moment. Like,
See, I'm a
unless it's like
reflective
a good
person.
photo op, huh?
I'm a more reflective person. Like I'm in there, I'm there, but I feel like because I have so many 12th house placements and they're just like, hey, that's the house of undoing. It is like, hey, my it's
Mm-hmm.
one foot in, one foot like So it's just like me recording stuff or like looking at it later. It's like, oh my gosh, I have this excitement. Like when I tell you I went to go see Beyonce, like yes, I was there, but like watching the
Hmm.
fucking video, I'm like, nigga, I went to go see fucking Beyonce. Oh my god, like it's that. So like all of it, like it's post reflective. So hype, I was there, yes, but it's just like, hey, chill. Like some people are like, you're so chill, but I'm like, I care. Like I genuinely do care. Regardless of what
Hmm.
people present, like what this comes off as like a chill ass person, nigga, I fucking care. Like, need y'all to know that. Like I have a Cancer moon. Like I am an emotional person. I got Scorpio
No.
placements. Intense ass nigga who you probably don't know why you feel that way. But I care.
It
So
is felt. It is
yes.
felt.
It is that. But I'm just like, yeah, post
Really.
reflective. I'm just like, all right, looking at this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I went there and it was so much fun. So, yeah.
It was super cool. It was. And I don't know. I guess from here we can talk about your third day because I didn't really have a third day. I wanted to go back and ask the people who made the tapestry that I'm getting their recommendations for how to hang it on the wall so I don't mess it up. But I was tired and we did not pack our stuff until that morning and we didn't wake up until like 10 o'clock and we had to be out at 11. So
Oh.
we were like doing that scramble and then like somebody else called me and was like, hey, looking to link up with you if you're going to the DreamCon. I'm just like, I'm about to have all of my stuff with me, so unless you're trying to like take me back to the crib, we were just gonna get brunch and head home, you know. So he ended up scooping me up though. I ended up going with somebody else and then we got brunch at this delicious place, which next time you're in town and staying with me, I need to take you to because I have not been there and had them miss not one time yet. Like their food is top notch.
Okay, babe. Like,
Yes.
okay, speaking of eating, when I tell you I'm so glad that we went to the grocery store because my first
Mhm.
legit meal, I know that you invited me out to eat every night and I had like something to do every time, but like my first legit meal was on Sunday. Like,
Oh. I
Sunday,
mean, you was doing a lot of moving around, so
bro. Like,
like,
and the messed up part is I didn't even eat all the food in my room. Like I had two more Chobani flip cups
mhm.
left in the fruit, but I made sure I ate breakfast. I'm so glad I got them like that cereal and the milk, so that was helpful. But yeah, on
Mhm.
Sunday, like the first meal was like lost and found. That's where we went to go
Yeah.
eat. But yeah,
How was that? Yeah, how did you like it?
it
I should
was.
say.
I would say it was. They had a lot of flies like out there, and then it was like they baby when they say it was mist, they got you covered. It's humid as fuck down there in Houston, so it's just like it's mist, and then they got the little plant stuff down there, so it's misting
Mhm.
and it's collecting on the plants, the shit dripping on the table, and I'm just like, all right, okay.
Yeah. I went there one time for my birthday, year before last. And I only went there because the places I actually wanted to go to was closed on Monday. And my birthday was on a Tuesday, but all of my family was leaving on Tuesday. So we had to celebrate on Monday. And I mean the food was pretty good. It was like decent. You know, I wasn't mad at it, but it also wasn't the best I had. But I'm also like hella critical when it comes to food. Then the music choice was again one of those where it's just like, is the music really good or is it just loud and like mainstream stuff that y'all are just playing very loudly and like, you know, just hella ratchet, but not in a fun way, just drug dealing music while I'm trying to have a meal. So like the flower wall was cute though, you know, but
What is it? So for this Sunday, I feel like whoever's on the playlist, they did a decent job, like old school,
okay,
back and forth and whatever. But
good deal, good deal.
like that goes all the way towards the end of the day, like after they close. So
Mhm.
backing up to the morning, like we got there at like 5. I didn't go to sleep till like 6. Woke up, got up, and I'm like, okay, it's the last day. And I ended up putting on like the Hitman Reborn shirt. And I need to make a post about my third day. That bitch about to be short as fuck. But, um, wore
Which, by
that.
the way, can you hear the thunder on my end?
Not until you just said something, no. Like,
Okay, because it's been thundering for like the last 10 minutes at least. And I'm just like, oh, it's really getting after it outside. Like, sounds beautiful, but
Girl, it'd be nice if it rained, but it's just gonna be hot and dry out here, no lie. But what is it?
sorry.
Yeah, so put on that shirt. And like I said, I like taking photos, but I'm very self conscious of taking photos in public. But when it came to the con, it's like, hey, everybody doing their own little thing. And I bought this little thing to like stick. I showed you when we took a picture in the car. But
Mm-hmm.
I took the picture and took a video. I'm like, okay, cool. I like my fit. So then I went to the avatar panel that one of my friends was leading with two other folks. And they were like, hey,
Nice,
putting
nice.
up different Avatar characters from The Legend of Korra and Avatar: The Last Airbender together to see who would win in a match. And yeah, some of them were just like, all right, hands
Mm-hmm.
down, it's gonna happen. Some of them, like, yeah, we had to stop and debate on like the whole thing between Zuko and Mako. I was interested in hearing people's takes because I'm just like, uh, yeah, that would be something. Being able to only direct lightning with Zuko, but like with Mako, you can
Mm-hmm.
do both. So having good arguments, and then there was somebody's first con, and he provided his response. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so cute. It was so small. But the plus side is just like at the end of it, they're just like, hey, do you want this? I was like, yeah. So they got like a little Funko Pop. So I'm just like, okay, this is
Aww.
cute. Like I never understood like why people collected these, but like I
Mm-hmm.
put it on my story. It's like, yo, like I got a whole bunch of them, and I was like, okay, that's what's up. Like I don't know if I might get something. I don't know what other type of Funko Pop I would get,
Mm-hmm.
but cool, maybe just seeing whatever else potential.
Maybe it can be like decoration for your office.
Yeah, no, I don't trust. No,
I understand. I don't have my office decorated with anything from home because I don't want y'all in my private life.
exactly.
Like, for the half of you that do know my Instagram page, I'm really considering blocking you. But you'll never know which one you are until it happens.
I thought
So,
about that, but thankfully nobody I've like when I see go through my stuff of who watches my story, they are in my
mhm.
story. But no lie, like one time, one of the people I was supervising, he watched my story. I'm like, no, like
Block.
remove.
Blockety, blockety,
No.
blockety,
So
blocked.
yeah, like
Immediately.
third day it was cool. Did that panel. Ended up going back into the exhibit hall and just spending time there, like seeing some folks doing some interviews. I've thought about doing content when I got out there, but once I got there, I'm like, I'm cool. I'll just get these memories on the camera and go about my day.
Nice.
And that'll be cool. And just do a recap as we are doing now. As it was closing, they were giving out like extra large like sweatshirts. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take one.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out that bitch was an Under Armour sweatshirt. And they had like
For a free ski?
for the free ski. Like that bitch was
Nice.
$60. I was like, oh shit, okay. So I got things for free. Cause no lie, I did not buy anything at this year at the exhibit hall. It wasn't like I wasn't
Duly
wanting to buy
noted.
stuff, but
Yeah.
like I know that I'm on a crunch, and I know that hey, I needed this to lift my spirits, but I'm also like, hey, nigga, you know you
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to like pay
Oh,
this back to yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
This nigga was $75.
But it's really nice quality. It's really
It
nice
is.
quality.
It's stainless steel
Oh
underneath here,
shit.
and then resin, and then I guess they laid his picture over it for like whatever the character is, and then they put the clear coat on top of it. So like, it'll be around for a while, but still it's $75.
Yeah.
I'm used to.
Yeah.
And then I got the small tapestry because they didn't have the big one that I mean I could have ordered the one I really wanted in the larger size to use as a blanket, which actually wasn't too bad because it was only like $230 for the woven one for a queen size, which if you get like a really high quality queen size comforter, it's around $200. So I was like, that's actually not that bad. You know, that's if you're getting good things. But sometimes the woven stuff doesn't come out as good as it does on the digital art. So you kind of have to like pick and choose like what comes out well. And the one I wanted, like the character's eyes looked puffy and like swollen. And I was like, no. Everything else looked good except for that. And I was like, dang, I'll walk around and come back, make a decision.
Like, you know what's crazy is that they had a little tone mart thing. Like what is the dude's name? I can't. Duke Dennis. So he had this whole little tone mart, and the stuff smelled good, but they had like the little cards, and you swipe it off, and if you got
Mm-hmm.
a thing that said tone product, you got a free product. So the first one,
Oh, I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
so the
Okay.
first one I got is like, oh, you get 20% off, you get it online. Why did I get the second card, and I did not scratch it off until the day that I'm checking out of my hotel? That bitch said tone product. And I'm just
Dang.
like, I could have got a tone product.
Dang, you could have. I thought about it, but I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't care, and I put it back in my bag.
Bruh.
I mean, I now know to definitely stay for the third day so I can get the discounts and or free stuff at the end of the exhibit hall.
No, they said that somebody tried to run into the exhibit hall streaking, like took their top
Dang.
off, running in. And I saw the lady like, nope, 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 and just took like I didn't see her go in. I just saw the lady like yelling after her, going after her. It's like, why? What? Why? What's the reason?
Maybe she got dared
Probably that, or probably somebody who
or lost a bet
I don't know.
or just, took one too many things.
Maybe, who knows? But yeah, then the last, what is it? After,
Actually, before you move on to that last thing I'm gonna say on this, but actually it could have been also another case of like people that's not like they're there because it's mainstream and not because they're like of the nerd community for real.
right? And I'm just like That's actually what I was gonna say. It was like maybe she was somebody who was like a streamer or something. And we're
Yeah.
not talking down on streamers. Like there are some bomb
Hmm.
ass streamers, but like
Yeah,
people who
because
ain't.
I did see some great conversations happening during the con that I like was walking by that were like legit and very much welcome conversations and added to the experience as opposed to like making it weird.
Exactly. Like that was him like the great part. People like getting, talking, conversing. And that is like I said, with the sun being in Gemini, Jupiter being in the Gemini, Mercury being in Gemini, all these things every which way going, and people don't have the capability to like stay in one, not stay in one place, but like be attentive to one thing at once, because like I said, it's so many people there. You didn't realize that there were people there that you knew, and it's people that you probably didn't know or you knew from a
Hmm.
long time ago that you came to your face, but the people that you wanted to see you didn't see. So it's just like, that's very,
Yeah.
very interesting. Very interesting. But it's just like getting into the last thing. Like I didn't change clothes when I went to the party, so it's like okay, I'm there, chilling. But people liked my fit. Actually, the person who made the fucking shirt, he's like, "Oh yeah, I like your shirt." And I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate it. I got it from Lost Gardens." Like, "Oh yeah, like let me see." And I'm trying to find him. Like, what? Man, bro, he just died. I'm like, I appreciate you for getting the shirt. Thank you. I'm like, thank you. Like, I appreciate you for making the shirt.
Yeah, I tried to go up to the girl with the Oh My Senpai stand to like say hello, basically, and because I was wearing her stuff for like my fit, and I was like, actually, this works out pretty good, and I just threw on some black pants with it, but the line was like super long whenever I got over there, and I was like, she'll be okay, another time,
Hey, you had it
but
on
that is
recording,
lit.
so that is a big part. That is a big part.
Heck yes.
And what is it? Like the last day party, it was cool. Definitely, you could tell by Sunday people were out of it. Hey, we just sitting down. Some people were cool and some people were dancing, but it was very chill vibes. But definitely got to the point like, all right, ready to go. I gotta pack. So that's what ended up
Mm-hmm.
happening. What time did I get back? I think I got back at like around 12. Like that was the earliest that I got back was like Monday morning. I got back at Monday morning. So, but I didn't go to sleep
That's
till
not
like
bad.
2 cuz just like all right,
Mm-hmm.
take a shower, got to pack clothes, and then I got the duffel
Yeah.
bag and like all right, this is going to go here, this is going to go there, and organizing and stuff like that. But yeah, that was DreamCon this year. And then they said that next year is going to be in July and it's going to be hot as hell, be humid as fuck.
Yeah, so definitely pack the sexy fits because you're gonna have to show skin because it's
Bro,
gonna be out of the motherfucker.
like it's like ain't no fucking. I'm not layering. I'm just like,
And I might try to do a real cosplay. Don't know who yet. but we'll see. Because I honestly, what I really wanted to do was, I forget homegirl name, but the Akatsuki member that was with Pain, but she had the purple hair and the little rose petal, but they was like made out of paper.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do her and just like add purple extensions to my twist and my hair, but time was not on my side. And then I was like, I'm gonna have to add other accessories that I don't really have the time to get right now. And I'm also glad I did not, because apparently I did not have the money for all that I spent this weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get as much overtime as I can this next month
Real.
to make up for that. Yeah.
Not as real.
Yeah.
So, what would be some tips you would give to people thinking about going next year?
Definitely have a good backpack with you, which shout outs to you for mentioning the snacks, because it did come in handy on Saturday when I just packed my grapes and trail mix in my backpack with me, just to have like a little something at least with me walking around and holding my water bottle going throughout the day, because I saw a couple of people on Friday night that definitely looked like they did not hydrate, and it caught up with them being laid out on 2 benches in front of the convention center, knocked out. So I'm sure they did not have a fun time Saturday morning. Definitely have at least hydration if you're not going to bring snacks with you. And for this, one of my biggest learning lessons, I would say, was like the scheduling of everything was like real deal serious, especially for the amount of events that they had and for like the fun stuff that I wanted to make it to, like the dodgeball or the volleyball tournament that I didn't get into, because kind of the same thing with the Meg thing. It had an RSVP, but I didn't even attempt to see if you could be let in with a non-RSVP, which I probably should have, because I got into the Leon Thomas thing without an RSVP, but just had to be there early for it. So if you got to be there early for it, because I'm sure it's going to be just as big next year, you got to strategically plan your schedule of like what you're going to do and then what you're going to have to miss out on to make it to what you really want to be at. And yeah, I think that's my biggest tip, and also learning lesson as my first convention.
For me, I would say tips for people, definitely like hydration. I'd say, like, I bought the little salute. I was going to get the liquid IVs, but it said hydration and immunity. And I was like, yeah, definitely need that, because I didn't, surprisingly, I didn't go back from like the previous DreamCon sick, but this one is like, yeah, my nose is like drainage. So,
You know, I'm actually wondering if it's like, because I was also sneezing a lot by Saturday and still sneezing Monday whenever I got back. I left the hotel at like 11, so like I was home from like 1 o'clock on Sunday and still sneezing into Monday. I almost feel like either in the convention center or the hotels, they either had like dust or like mold somewhere possibly that just like cause a reaction, because, or just the smog from Houston could also be it too, possibly, because I was also sneezing, and I live out here. I only live in 45 minutes to an hour away, so the trees are not that different. I was definitely taking supplements when I got there though, because just for the amount of people.
yeah, I was trying to make sure to stay on top of my probiotics and vitamins, but I failed to eat. So that was the sake of that.
I didn't do it every day. I did bring like my black seed oil with me though, and I try to do that like Friday and Saturday night to like help prevent anything. And then when I got back home, I actually was, which by the way, like one of the things that I was pleasantly surprised about was like, one, of course, not getting sick, which for the amount of people is like kudos to, you know, us, and washing our hands. Also, the other thing was for it to be packed that entire time and that entire weekend, I like maybe bumped into 1.5 people like in the crowds. And like if you're like, I feel like anywhere else, like with a mixed group of people in a crowd, there's always like someone like bumping into you, or like dysfunction in how the flow of movement is for people moving around and stuff. And I feel like I didn't experience any of that, like for real. And if, the 1.5 times someone did bump into me, / almost bumped into me, it was like, oh my gosh, so sorry, immediately. Which was like, that was a really nice experience. And maybe it's because we actually understand like bubbles and personal space and like trying not to impede on that. And it actually wasn't as musty as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't that.
I did not get to experience that key signature of Comic-Cons.
Many people like got the hint, like, yeah, it's gonna be Houston. It's
Probably.
gonna be a lot of folks. Sees where you go. But some people, like, I caught a whiff. I caught a whiff every once often. I was like, ooh, this is different. So
Yeah.
yeah, people are just like, I feel like people got better, and I think people get the hint. But yeah, I would say my tip is definitely keep hydration on you. Be stretch, definitely stretch. Like,
Especially if you're not active, because I was okay with my walking. But if you are not, be prepared, because that convention center is big.
it is huge.
Very big.
Then they got to the point of blocking off the elevator where you couldn't take it going up and
I
down.
saw
And
that.
I'm just like, y'all so messed up.
And also, I did see that, like, my aunt sent it to me. I was already home, though, but, like, Sunday night, Tony Weaver was like, if you are still here, come to, like, this address, because we're playing whatever game that they were in the lobby, and then, like, doing a giveaway at the end. And I'm like, so I gotta follow people and be up their asses on their pages to see what's going on the entire time I'm here.
Like, I'm not, when I tell you, it was like I was just posting. I wasn't looking at people's stuff. And it's like, damn, you were here. You were here too.
Yeah.
Damn.
But next time, I'm gonna see, because
Oh yeah, next time we get a fucking Airbnb. It's nice to stay. I like staying at the hotel. It's cool to walk. But, like, it's so fucking expensive. Like,
yeah, it is.
people are just like, hey, rather go in on an Airbnb with folks. And I'm like, you know what? I did that the first year with them folks, but I'm just like, cool. Didn't have anybody to do it again with. And I'm just like, I don't know folks like that for real to be doing it with. But that is something that I want to do next year, is to get an Airbnb and just do that and go
Yes,
about.
let me know, because we'll have to book it early for sure. Let me know.
So that's what we can do. But yeah, getting an Airbnb. If you have to stay at the hotel, cool, you can stay at the hotel. But I definitely would go again. You go again. We're talking about planning to go again, so it seemed like we would go again.
Yeah, and like as far as my overall experience, I feel like DreamCon was just okay for me, and because like there was definitely cool stuff and like things that I enjoyed, and I know part of it is definitely like my fault for it just being okay, for like not understanding how to like move and operate with everything, but like from a project management viewpoint and also like being to other events that are similar, I do feel like, and the other people I've spoken to beforehand have agreed with me, so I know I'm not just like bugging since this is my first convention, but I feel like it probably would have been, at least I would have probably had a better experience when it was still smaller, and I kind of appreciate things that have that exclusivity feel to it. And, well, not feel, but aspect, because it was more exclusive because it wasn't as big, and like the tickets actually had an opportunity to sell out. So when things are like that, it creates opportunities for like everyone to be able to enjoy everything, as opposed to it being like you're having to pick and choose and or stand in lines. And I almost kind of feel like I spent $150 just to be in the convention center. I guess if I RSVP'd, the stuff, or got to things early, it would be a little bit less than that. But that's pretty much what I feel like I paid $150 for the ticket, is the venue. And I hope some of that went to the artists that were there and like making stuff happen. But I do want to try it again now that I know what to expect. And I definitely want to try DreamCon again for next year. One is because it's going to be here and I don't have to travel very far from it for it. But two, because I feel like even though it was just okay, I also feel like I'm going to be spoiled to going to other conventions, because it was kind of had like a HBCU of conventions feel, and I'm like, dang, I'm going to be ruined. Like, if I go anywhere else.
They said that, like, BlurredCon in DC is kind of like this, like DreamCon, but it's not as big. So that might be, like, something to check out, too. People are like, are you going to go to
might
Anime?
Because I do like DC.
And then people are like, are you going to go to Anime NYC? I'm like, I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes. That's in August. And literally, I just like looked at my annual leave and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do anything until fall. Don't ask me to do nothing. Please don't.
Yeah, I got a bunch of family leave coming up, or stuff for family. So I'm just like, and I want to leave for a wildfire assignment. I hope my boss lets me go.
Right.
Because I'm about to be out of here for a good amount, and I already have like 2 things scheduled for the fall, and I'm just like, what? I got other plans of people like asking me to like RSVP, and I need to figure out what is happening.
Figure it out. But no, definitely wanted to go back to DreamCon next year and getting those tickets. I'm not pressed to get like the platinum and gold. I'm cool with just like the general thing, or like maybe to the point of getting a creator's badge. Who knows? We might get to that point with this podcast. You never know.
That was dope.
Not pressing,
Will be dope.
but who knows? We'll build up to that. But this has been dope. This has been cool. Like, I'm so happy that we were able to review and give our takes on DreamCon, because we weren't able to see each other at DreamCon, but we definitely have our own takes and views from DreamCon. So yeah, thank you.
Do you feel like that was part of like theme of the Gemini aspect?
Oh shit!
Of, like,
Yes, like
the
having
two sides of the experiences.
Yeah, like having those 2 different sides of the experiences and being able to see like what it is, like, hey, at this point and then at another point. So yes, that goes into it, like especially coming from somebody who's a Gemini moon, being able to pick that up. So yeah, really,
I'm getting there.
Getting into the
I'm getting
feels.
there.
Yes, getting into the feels. Like not getting into
What
the
do you say?
feels.
The seasoning?
Yes, having that seasoning on there, but like getting into the, I would say with the Gemini moon, logical feels, like identifying that and clocking that, because I'm just like, yeah, the undercurrents, like, yeah, the feelings and the deck.
You know, and I actually do feel like this month, or like this season, I guess you could say that we're in, I'm definitely feeling like I need to incorporate meditation more to like, sort things out. But I feel like if we get into that conversation, we'll go on for like another 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, we definitely
like-
will. Like that's a whole other topic that we can expand on. So we'll have to do that on another podcast episode. Probably.
And I might have some updates to make it a full combo by then.
Oh
so.
yeah, we can do that. But yeah, this has been cool. Like I said, thank you so much for coming on and giving your insights, and thank you so much for listening and being an active listener as Geminis are. And also providing like the parallels to like topping from different, like literally in real time conversations, jumping from one topic to another topic to getting back to that topic and providing depth to that topic. So, yep, seeing that in relation in real time.
People everything they need to know.
Exactly. See, you understand? You get it? You won't be getting there. It's like, why? What do you like? What? No, you got to get everything. So, yes. This has been fun. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming. Thank you for whoever decided to listen to us and our topics. I will talk to y'all later. You be easy, okay? Y'all be easy.